You are the last of something magnificent. 450 kilograms of raw, unstoppable power, an apex predator reborn. Short-faced bear, one of the largest land carnivores to ever stride across the planet. Born 12,000 years too late, yet here you are, clawing your way through. You survive. You become a mother. Then you discover what humans do to creatures they cannot understand. Will it break you? Will you bend? Or will you carve your own path of chaos through this alien landscape? Let's find out. You enter the world in February, blind and helpless, no bigger than a squirrel. The den is a dark hollow carved into a Yukon mountainside. For the first 8 weeks, there is nothing but warmth, the steady drum of your mother's heart against your spine, and the rich taste of her milk. She weighs 500 kilograms, another short-faced bear pulled from the same extinct lineage. She is your entire universe. Spring arrives, and the world feels wrong from the first moment you stagger out into daylight. The snow is too deep. Your paws punch through where instinct insists there should be a frozen crust. Trees press in so thick. The scent of prey drifts faint and scattered, coming from angles that make no sense. Your bloodline spent 1,000,000 years on the open mammoth steppe. That world vanished when the ice retreated. In its place stands a wet, tangled forest that chokes every advantage your body was built for. Your first summer becomes a long, bruising education in being mismatched. You trail your mother through berry thickets and salmon streams, watching the hesitation in her stride, the constant scanning of terrain that never quite matches the map etched into your bones. She was born into the same dislocation. She simply had more seasons to improvise. Late summer finds you 8 months old. Following her along a river valley, when a moose calf bursts from a willow tangle, your mother surges after it. You follow. The calf darts through dense alder, and those long legs evolved for open ground pursuits, nag in the brush. She crashes sideways into muskeg, sinking chest deep. 20 agonizing minutes pass while she thrashes free. The calf vanishes. The meal becomes nothing but exhaustion and mud. This is the shape of your problem. Everything that once made your kind supreme is now slightly off. Your mother is faster than anything else, yet open ground barely exists. She can run prey down across miles of frozen steppe, but the steppe is gone, replaced by bog and brush. You watch her haul herself out, black mud caked to her shoulders. She shakes once, silent, and simply walks on, still searching for prey. 2 weeks later, you encounter something your instincts have no name for. Along a nameless creek, the air turns sharp and chemical, laced with something burnt. In a small clearing stand, blackened stones in a ring, rusted metal cylinders scattered like bones. The smell is alive with wrongness. Your 1,000,000-year-old brain finds no reference. Your mother circles once, hackles raised, then moves on without feeding. She does not understand it either. She only knows it is dangerous. You file the scent deep, where it will wait years to surface again. September arrives. The caribou should be pouring through the alpine passes. Instinct says so. Your mother leads you to the ridgelines, and you wait. Nothing comes. The herds have shifted 200 kilometers east, chasing patterns of warmth and forage that did not exist when your species learned to hunt. The passes stay empty. Salmon runs dwindle. Berry crops fall short. Your mother enters the den in late October, carrying only half the fat she needs. You curl against her ribs. Even in darkness, you feel how thin she has grown, how shallow her breathing. Winter is long, warmth is not calories. By February, her heartbeat has faded to something you can barely detect. One morning, her side of the den is cold. She does not stir. You stay with her 2 days, refusing to leave the last place that still smells like safety. On the 3rd day, hunger forces you out alone, into softening snow in a world that already owes you its first death, not from teeth or claw, but from the quiet gap between instinct and reality. You scrape through your 2nd year on scraps. A moose calf here, ground squirrels there, salmon you learn to catch by shadowing grizzlies. They sense something ancient and vast in your scent and give you space. You survive on size, power, and luck, not because the land makes sense. By late summer, you have begun to read the landscape the way it actually works, not the way memory insists it should. Adaptation is not understanding. It is simply refusing to die. Late summer of your third year brings a new scent on the windmill, massive. Carried from a northern valley, something ancient inside you ignites. You do not follow that day, but you know you will. Courtship is two giants, deciding between mating and combat. You meet him chest deep in a river thick with spawning salmon. For 3 days you circle, charge, snap, test. On the 4th you allow him close. By the 5th he is gone, heading north. What he leaves behind is already growing inside you. You den alone in late October, carving a hillside cavity with claws. By February 2 cubs arrive. The first is fierce from the moment she draws breath, Ember shoving past her smaller brother. Always first to the milk, always racing toward whatever is new. The second is watchful Silt, staying close to your flank. Learning by observing his sister's mistakes so he never has to bleed for the same lesson. Spring is chaos and delight. Ember tumbles headfirst into an icy creek and shakes it off laughing. Silt follows your exact footprints, choosing the safer path. Midsummer, she charges a porcupine face first, earning 30 quills. You spend hours pulling them while she screams. 3 weeks later, she circles the next one, flips it belly up with one paw, and claims her prize. Silt watches from 10 meters, then repeats the move perfectly on his first attempt. They are two answers to the same question. How do you live in a world not built for you? They learn salmon, learn to read grizzly kills from a distance, learn caution and boldness in equal measure. Late summer, you are working a river bend when a new sound slices the air, mechanical, grinding, alien. Ember charges toward it. Before you can stop her, single sharp crack splits the morning. She drops mid-stride. The second crack catches Silt, 20 meters downslope as he runs the way he always ran, careful, observant, not quite fast enough. You stand over their small bodies, till the engines fade and the copper and burnt smell settles into your memory forever. Your cubs do not rise. The biggest predator in the forest cannot protect them from something your DNA has no category for. Rifles, engines, humans. Who kill from distances beyond sight. Grief hardens into purpose. You do not follow the engines that day. You stay until scavengers gather, then turn toward the direction the noise came from. You are no longer trying to survive this world. You are going to make it bleed. You kill a moose the first week not for hunger, but to remind yourself what you are. 3 months of relentless tracking follow. The chemical scent grows stronger as you move south and lower, into country with fewer trees and more distant engine roar. You travel at night, rest in thick cover by day. In September, you find the camp. 3 men, 2-wheeled machines, a wall tent, 6 gutted caribou. The air is braided with death, exhaust, and that same copper-burning signature. You watch from 200 meters. 1 man cooks. 1 sleeps inside. 1 patrols with a rifle. You do not plan. You simply move. The walking man hears you too late. You cover the distance in a blur. Those long step legs were born for. 1 strike, and he drops. The cook lunges for his rifle. You are already there. His single shot grazes your shoulder, a hot line of pain that barely slows you. 450 kilograms of momentum. The tent man barely manages to unzip the flap before you reach him. Silence falls. You stand among the bodies, blood on your muzzle, shoulder throbbing, waiting for some sense of justice that never arrives. Your cubs remain dead. The world remains wrong. The killing 3 men changes nothing except the immediate shape of the threat. You leave the camp untouched, bodies, machines, carcasses, and walk north. 2 years later, spring again. You're 7 years old, emerging from another den. Ground squirrels stir early. Walk east to the willow thicket where your cubs fell. Grass has grown over the exact spots. No bodies remain. You stand there a long time, breathing in the memory of Ember's reckless charge and Silt's careful retreat. Then you turn toward the mountains once more. The snow is still too deep. The pass is still empty when instinct says they should be full. The world moved on without your kind 12,000 years ago and has no intention of turning back. Yet you remain the last magnificent impossibility, 450 kilograms of apex predator. It's born out of time, still placing 1 paw in front of the other. You have outlasted the wrong snow, the starving winter, the loss of your mother, the murder of your cubs, and the men who pulled the triggers. None of it broke you. Simply keep going because that is what apex predators do. If you enjoyed this journey into the life of a short-faced bear thrust into modern Canada, Give it a like and tell me in the comments what other prehistoric creature you would like to see dropped into today's world next. If this story reaches 20,000 likes, the top comment decides. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay ready for whatever chaos comes next. We'll see you in the next one.